welcome back. It's time for our Patriot of the Week. Each Saturday, we honor a person or group who is making America proud by helping others. This week, we salute Jason Sowell. He is the founder and CEO of Current Initiatives, a Florida nonprofit that created the Laundry Project. Now, the Laundry Project takes a load off lower-income families with meeting a basic need, washing clothes and linens, by turning laundromats into community centers of hope. The project is a pop-up initiative that helps cut the cost of laundry services and supplies at local laundromats across the nation. Since it started, they've helped wash over 200,000 loads of laundry free of charge. It now has 800 laundry service projects in 52 cities and plans to create more. So let's welcome Jason to America right now. Jason, thank you so much for joining us today.
Of course. Thank you so much for having me.
Of course. So Jason, the Laundry Project started in 2009. How did the idea come to life for a pop-up laundry service?
Well, so it's a bit of a long story, but very quickly, I was in Southern California with some friends, and they worked with homeless people, and they took a gentleman who was homeless to a laundromat to help wash his clothes. And while I was in that laundromat with them, I fortunately didn't grow up having to use a laundromat or know what that life was like. And I ended up talking to some families that were in there, some single parents that were, trying to wrangle their kids and do their laundry at the same time, and just heard stories from them about having to choose between buying groceries that week or washing their clothes. And that broke my heart, first of all, and really made me think that's not a choice that anyone, I think, should have to make, especially in the United States. And so when I came back to Tampa, I just started gathered a group of people and went to a laundromat and just started trying to pay for people's laundry with no plan, no kind of real structure to it. And then, here we are several years later. But that's kind of how it started.
I love it. I love it. You call yourselves hope dealers. You're volunteers assist with laundry service, so it's entertaining children and creating a caring space at the laundromat. You mentioned when you were younger, you had to go to a laundromat. I can imagine, as parents having to, tow their kids to the laundromat, do their laundry, pay for it all, because you said it's expensive when you have kids. Dealers means for your volunteers and the community.
Yeah. Hope dealing for us is all about tangible things. We talk about hope in a very intrinsic way a lot of times, but hope is very tangible. And for us, that tangibility of hope is the simple act of providing clean laundry for families by providing a bottle of soap, putting quarters in machines for them. That's how we experience hope. And, as things are right now in our world, we can never have too much hope. And that's what we want to deal. We like to say in our world, our business is we deal soap and hope to people at laundromats. And laundromats they're not fun places to hang out. They're expensive. The logistics of having to go to a laundromat and take care of your kids and do all of those things while washing your clothes, it's a bit of a chore. And so we want to alleviate that burden for families and by that create some hope and inspiration.
You're right. We all need a little bit of hope. As you mentioned, it's expensive, right? And everything has gone up. Inflation, you've got, gas prices, everything. So families really are struggling. And it's a simple task, but it can be emotional and financial burden, to a lot of people. What is the impact you see from helping families? And what are families saying to you and your volunteers?
We see things all over the map. Sometimes it's a matter of their first question is, what's the catch? What do you want from us? What are you selling? When we get past that and everything's good. But also, especially over the last year and a half with COVID being what it is and more people being out of work over the past year and a half, and just that stress financially and otherwise, there is a lot of thankfulness. There's a lot of simple statements like there really are kind people in the world. There are simple statements like I can buy a birthday present for my daughter or something like that. And there's a lot of a weight emotionally to their thanks, a lot of tears, because, little things like this are really what make a big difference. Small things like the $35, $40 to do laundry for a family takes a big weight off for some people. I, one time had a guy say that now he can, instead of just eating, buttered bread for lunch, that he was going to go buy some tacos because he hadn't had a proper lunch like that in a while. And so, it makes a big difference, just that small act of relieving a small burden like that.
Yeah, I can imagine. What's next? I know that you're in a lot of states across the country, but what's next?
Well, we would love to be in every city across the country, every state. I mean, you know as well as I do, there are needs everywhere. There are laundromats everywhere. Everyone's facing this kind of burden, or a lot of people are facing this kind of burden. And so I would love what we do in every country, helping in the best way we can, and just helping alleviate that burden a little bit. Like you said, turning laundromats into community centers of hope. Every community needs that hope. Every community needs that community center of people coming together to help in a very small way. And that's our goal. That's what we want to do. That's what's next for us, to hit every city we can.
That's great. Do you have a lot of volunteers?
We do. We have probably 200 to 300 volunteers across the United States, which has been amazing, especially over the last year with things being shut down. It really helped us kind of pivot and figure out how do we operate even more with volunteers in local communities rather than people traveling places and all of that.
Oh, I love it. All right, final question. You have only a couple of seconds, but how can our viewers support your efforts?
Donating is our biggest need right now. People can go to our website at laundrybycurrent.org, and they can donate funds there. They can find out other ways to get involved, volunteering and whatnot.